All right, I want to start this lesson by giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah Kodash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles and teachers and wise men of great millstone that I learned this truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Salutations out there to the elect. All right, I want to start this lesson in the book of Psalms 78. And I want to get to the point. Now, if you read above this, it mentions how the Lord brought evil upon the Egyptians because of his people, because they wouldn't let his people go, because they wouldn't let the children of Israel go to serve him. So he afflicted the Egyptians. All right, so I'm going to get to the point by reading verse 49. It says, he casted upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them. You see? So the Lord sends evil angels among people to afflict them, whether it be by famine, hail, tribulation, or death. Verse 50, he made a way to his anger. He spared not their soul from death, but gave their life over to the pestilence. He's talking about the Egyptians. 51, and smote all the firstborns in Egypt, the chief of their strength in the tabernacle of Ham. You see? So that's how the Lord afflicts people. He sends evil angels among them that do his will, which those angels are spirits. He sends spirits among people, evil spirits among people who he, wants to bring judgment upon. So let's get this scripture right here in Psalms to prove it to you. This is Psalms 104:4. It says, who maketh his angels spirits and his ministers a flame of flaming fire. You see? So the Lord maketh his angels spirits. Let's read verse 1. Blessed be the Lord, whose name is Yahweh, O my soul. O Lord, my God, thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty. You see? So it's talking about the Most High Yahweh, who covereth thyself with light as with a garment, who stretcheth this out the heavens like a curtain, who led the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariots, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. You see? So the Lord uses chariots, which people call clouds, which is how the ancient people, how our people refers to those chariots of salvation as clouds. Verse 4, it said, who maketh his angels spirits and his ministers a flaming fire. It's like it. So the Lord maketh those angel spirits. You see, whether it be good spirits or evil spirits, he sends those spirits in order to administer his judgment upon who he wants to administer his judgment upon. So let's give you some examples of that in some videos. All right, let's start with this first video.
Chaos near the checkout of a local grocery store. A woman pushing a dog in a stroller is accused of attacking a store employee, and then she was caught on camera turning on other customers. And that's not all. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Ken Rice.
And I'm Christine Sorensen. KDKA investigator Megan Schiller joins us with more on what happened and how other customers tried to help.
The store manager at this White Oak Giant Eagle tried to fight the good fight and get the irate woman under control, but unfortunately police had to get involved.
Lady, you better knock it off!
An irate woman caused quite the scene at Giant Eagle, and police say she injured the store manager trying to calm her down.
They better get on their way.
Oh my God!
53-year-old Tammy Canutt of North Huntington's caught on cell phone video screaming, throwing things. One customer then jumped into action. But then she spotted stripping naked and attacking a customer in a nearby checkout line.
Get off!
White Oak police say Canutt scratched that customer's face and bit her hand, leaving a puncture wound.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe this would happen.
Police say parents in the store at the time covered their children's eyes. Police arrested Canutt, and she's facing charges related to public nudity and allegedly assaulting multiple people.
When people are like that, they just have such strong, feelings about what they're doing.
All the while, Canutt was pushed.
No, they have spirits on them. No, they have evil spirits on him sent by the Lord. Evil spirits on them sent by the Lord. That's what they have. The Lord is afflicting people like that with spirits. That's why they do such strange things.
A dog in a stroller. I talked with Sable Kennels out of McKeesport. They say they have the dog. It's a little Westie. It's in good health, and they are hoping that a family member of Kanat does show up in order to take custody of the dog. They say they can't give it to anyone other than one of her family members. Reporting tonight in White Oak, I'm Megan Schiller, KDK News.
Okay, so the Lord afflicted her with spirits. She had a lot of legions on her. All right, so let's play this second video. You see, and that's how the Lord brings judgment upon people. By spirits that he uses for vengeance. Okay. As a matter of fact, before I let this second video play, let's get that scripture in Ecclesiasticus, which is in the Apocrypha. Let's get it. Ecclesiasticus 39. Salakia. Let me pause the video before it plays. But let's get that. All right, Salakia. Okay, let's get this. Ecclesiasticus 39. Let's see, Ecclesiasticus 39. All right, here we go. Ecclesiasticus 39. Let's start at verse 24. Ecclesiasticus, which is the book of Sirach, 39, verse 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they a stumbling block unto the wicked. You see? Because the Lord's ways are plain unto us. We understand that he brings judgment upon people. So like this. Salakia. Stupid ad. I hate those ads. But we understand that the Lord brings judgment upon people. You see?
Today, a Holly Springs mother who fought for her.
All right, let's get back to Ecclesiasticus 39. All right. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they a stumbling block unto the wicked. You see? So the wicked doesn't understand the judgment of the Lord. You see, the evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things, you see? Because those of us that seek the Lord, his ways are made plain unto us. But those that are evil and are wicked is a stumbling block unto them because they don't understand it. They can't comprehend the ways of the Lord because the ways of the Lord are righteous, and the wicked hate righteousness. You see? Especially those that are full of iniquity. Verse 25, for the good are good things created from the beginning. So evil for sinners, you see? So evil is created for sinners. 26, the principal things of the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. All these things are good to the godly. So to the sinners are they turned into evil, you see? All right, 28. There be spirits created for vengeance, you see? So the Lord creates spirits for vengeance, to administer his vengeance upon people, which in their fury they lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire, hell, famine, and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. You see? Now let's give you an example of that in this second video. Let's give you an example of some spirits created for vengeance.
Today, a Holly Springs mother who fought for her life for more than 3 weeks after being mauled by a group of dogs, sadly, has died.
WREG's Braille Brown spoke with the family of Lakeisha Newsom shortly after she passed away this morning. They say it is devastating to see her progress take such a drastic turn.
The family says last time they saw Lakeisha Newsom, she was in good spirit, talking and laughing with the family. But after receiving the news of her death, they want to know what's next from the city and county leaders.
It's all for Keisha.
tears of pain and confusion, Lakeisha's mother, who has been by her daughter's bedside since it happened, says it brings her peace knowing her daughter is no longer in pain. But through grief and staying strong for her grandchildren, there are questions that linger.
To have these dogs still alive, how fair is that? Why are they keeping these dogs not being put down? We've lost Keisha.
Earlier this month, WREG shared with you an exclusive interview with the victim, Lakeisha Newsome, who recounted the horrific moment she defended herself from 4 dogs that attacked her on a walk along Highway 178.
It's the first time me looking at myself in full view. I didn't even know my face would start up like this. At one point, they did stop attacking me. I guess they thought I was dead, and I was trying to land back on my feet, try to get away from them. And once they noticed that, that's when they started back attacking me again.
The attack left the 35-year-old at Regional 1 for weeks, where her arm and leg were amputated. Today, her mother, Rosie Young, told me, despite a tireless fight, doctors delivered the heartbreaking news that the mother of 3 was gone.
They took chunks and chunks and chunks of meat, but they took chunks of meat out of my daughter, so you could see the bone.
God is still good. He's still in control. He's all we have. So it was hard to deliver that news, and they're still taking it pretty hard, but that's all we could do.
Trying to fight back tears, the family says their frustration lies with the police chief and other leaders not taking the proper steps to bring the family closure. According to the Holly Springs Police Department, they have called the district attorney's office to see if the charges will be upgraded. We are waiting to hear back.
Long I see that smile on her face. That's what it rests right here.
Your news leader will remain in contact with Holly Springs Police for an update on the fate of the dogs or potential charges against their owner. Reporting for your news leader, Braille Brown, WREG, News Channel 3.
Tragedy. Our thoughts with that family, too.
All right, and as you can see, the Lord used those dogs as spirits created, as spirits for his vengeance. You see? All right, verse 30 again. Teeth of wild beasts, which you just saw in the video. Scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. So she had to have had some wickedness in her for the Lord to judge her the way he did. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word, you see. And if you read the story of the account of the of Ahab, how the Lord judged Ahab, I think in the book of 1st or 2nd Samuel, there was a council in the heavens. And the Lord asked, who will entice Ahab that he may fall at Ramoth Gilead? You can go read it yourself. And it says, one spoke on this matter and one spoke on that matter, you see, because the Lord has his counsel in the heavens. He does whatsoever he pleaseth. And it was time for Ahab to be cut off. So there was said in the chapter that there were hosts on his right hand and hosts on his left hand, you see. So those are left hand angels and right hand angels that the Lord had a counsel with. And one came forth and said, I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. You see, and that's what happened. The Lord called the lying spirit to be in the mouth of all Ahab's prophets in order for him to be put to death, which means he was going to be deceived. You see, let's see if I can pull it up. Ahab. All right, let's see. I think it's in the book of Kings also. Let's see. Let's see. Lock here, bear with me. Entice Ahab. Let's see. Lock here. Let's see, a lying spirit. Salakia, bear with me. Okay, here we go. Salakia, it's in 2 Kings. Salakia, it's in 1 Kings. And it's in 2 Chronicles. Yep. All right, let's read the one in 1 Kings 22. All right. All right, let's see. 18, verse 18. And the king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, did I not tell thee that he would prophesy no good concerning me, but evil? Yeah, because Jehoshaphat, he was wicked. So the prophets prophesied that the Lord would bring evil upon them, or upon him. Verse 19, and he said, hear thee therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord, whose name is Yahweh, sitting on his throne, and the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left hand. Verse 20, you see, and the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner. You see, so there was a whole council in the heavens. You see, that in order to decide how Ahab would fall at Ramoth Gilead. Verse 21, and there came forth a spirit, you see, and stood before the Lord and said, I'll persuade him. 22, verse 22, and the Lord said, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him, and thou shalt prevail. Go forth and do so. Verse 23, now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord hath spoken evil concerning thee. You see? So that's how Ahab died. The Lord put a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets, which he maketh his what? His angel spirits, which I read. So the Lord brought evil spirits in the presence of Ahab to deceive him, so that he may fall at Ramoth Gilead, and he fell, or he died. All right, I'll end the lesson here. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah.
For weeks, where her arm and leg were amputated. Today, her mother, Rosie Young, told me, despite a tireless fight, doctors delivered the heartbreaking news that the mother of three was gone.
They took chunks and chunks and chunks of...
Shalom.